Mr. Kraft, thank you for coming on the Rich Eisen Show.
Nice to be on the Rich Eisen Show. And we're excited that NFL Now and DirecTV are privileged to be the exclusive distributors for Now.
I appreciate that. And it is remarkable because I think back about our first NFL Network Super Bowl that we covered was the one in Houston that your Patriots beat the Carolina Panthers with yet another last-second Adam Vinatieri field goal. And you were the first owner to win a championship and visit the NFL Network set. You brought the Lombardi Trophy with all the fingerprints all over it to our post-game show set. Now here we are on an app, Mr. Kraft. We're on an app, and we're also on DirecTV, one of the more crucial partners in the NFL, together. It's remarkable how this whole NFL media thing has grown over the last 11 years.
Actually, I remember a few of us wanted to see the creation of our own network and how privileged we were to be able to do it and have you be the key host and see it develop and evolve, where tonight we're carrying a game live along with our good friends excuse me, at CBS, and we've come a long way, and it's pretty special.
It is. And tonight you're putting Ty Law into a special spot here in the building. And
yeah.
What are these and you've got these kicks, these very special sort of shiny kicks. Well, that has a story behind this?
These are special because my good friend Ty Law, when we put him in this summer, it's officially tonight at halftime.
Okay.
But he was inducted this summer in front of a few thousand fans right out here on the plaza. And if you go back to when we won our first Super Bowl, Ty asked Belichick and Brady to do a little dance in front of 1.5 million people. And then he called the owner out.
How did he call the owner out? What did he say about that? What did he say?
Well, you actually have it on tape. And he called Mr. Kraft out, and then he was kind enough. I was a pretty bad dancer. Yeah. But he took a picture of it and said, "Who said what guys can't dance?" So when we inducted him, he had these made up for me, and he and I did a little dance at the ceremony. He egged me on.
Wearing those?
He had me put them on. It's on the NFL Network officially, and you get some video. It's pretty good. I'm hoping we don't have enough time tonight that but he had these custom made.
Okay.
And he had the same ones, and we had a little fun.
Okay. So does that mean Dancing with the Stars should or should not call you for the next season, Mr.
I'm not sure I rate it, but I'll let you look at the film and evaluate. Actually, I did get some good feedback from a lot of people, but I think they must have just been kissing up.
Okay. Yeah, you might get that every now and then.
From time to time.
From time to time.
But it's nice to believe it.
What about the last couple of weeks here, Mr. Kraft? Because 2 weeks ago, as you know, in this week-to-week league, everybody takes a look at what happens, and either has a knee-jerk reaction, overreacts, or gets excited when obviously you need an even keel. And what was going on in the first 4 weeks here with Mr. Brady was not up to what he's normally been doing around here. And a lot of people were wondering what was happening after this game in Kansas City. Well, since then, since you moving on to Cincinnati, things have changed a little bit here.
Yeah,
and what were you thinking when you were going through all this?
Well, you know, this being my 21st season, and having sat in the stands since 1971 when the old Foxboro Stadium was built, you learn that there's a lot of ups and downs in the season. And 1 week you're on your way to the Super Bowl, and the next week you're not making the playoffs. So staying cool, surrounding yourself with good people, understanding this isn't a game of robots, it's a game of very talented individual. But the great thing about football, it's a team sport, and you never know how they feel personally, what the fit is with the other team. I mean, that game in Kansas City might be the worst game, well, definitely the worst game in the last 15 years, and we just couldn't get it going anywhere. And then think about, we went up to Buffalo, a division game, with a team that had the same record on the road. They have a great new owner there, and they were all fired up, and we came out and just performed very well. And you would have thought 2 weeks before we wouldn't make it through the season. So I've learned that what really counts is you try to stay in it till Thanksgiving, and what happens after Thanksgiving is what matters. And of course, we have injuries in our league, in our game. We lost two of our best players. We lost the heart and soul of our defense last week, and Gerard Mayo, and Stephen Ridley has been a terrific runner for us. And I think we're privileged to have a great head coach, a great quarterback, and a lot of solid veteran players.
Now, your coach clearly needs no assistance, no help, and you have delegated to him in that regard. Do you ever sometimes, though, want to pull him aside and just say, tell me something I need to know, tell me something, what's up?
Maybe I pull him aside and tell him something I think he should know.
That's what I'm saying. Do you
my
ever
job.
do something? I mean, what's your relationship with Belichick in that regard?
Well, I'm privileged that he and I have, I think, the longest owner-coach relationship in the NFL now. This is our 15th year, so we must be doing something right together. Mm-hmm. And, whatever we do where we might have different ideas, it's done in private. And, the one thing about him, he does his homework, but he is open-minded if you have some constructive comments to give. And, it's all about winning. And
sure,
we're all on the same page on that. There's nothing more important to this organization than to win football games. And I remember what our record was 21 years ago when we took over, and we're pretty proud of what it is today. And that's what we focus on. And with the way the practice fields are cut, the grass, the way the field here is, to the type of atmosphere in the stadium, all these little things make a difference.
And in terms of winning here, obviously you want us to sustain this for a very, very long time. And you know how things go in the National Football League. Things are cyclical and what have you. Tom Brady is nearing 40. I mean, just if you want to round up, right? That's the way we do this in the business. Are you looking over the steering wheel at the 2020 season right now? And how do you sustain what you've done here in the Brady-Belichick era from that and beyond?
Well, we always are. Look, under the salary cap, the NFL is a business of what I call quality depth management. Just look, we lost two great players this week, and we need other players to come and step up. And how you round out your roster and the bottom third of your roster is so important. And having depth and support there, you never know. I mean, unfortunately, that game when we opened the season against Kansas City and Tommy went out in the middle of the first quarter, and Matt Castle came in and performed beautifully. I believe our record was 10-6 or 11-5.
It's 11-5.
Yeah, and that's what happens. And tonight we don't know what can happen, and the reason the networks pay us what they pay, and the American public, this is the largest appointment television product in America, is because there are so many unknowns. And yeah, we always have to have contingency plans, and we plan that way, but I hope Tom Brady is here for many more years. He takes care of his body, he takes care of his health, he conditions, he eats well, and I don't think there's anyone who watches more tape or is more prepared. So please God, it continues there we go.
Those are some quality numbers, to say the least.
So he's won more than 3 games to every game he's lost.
I love you do the math. That's good. See, I'm not a math guy. That's why I'm glad you're around here. See, I'm not a math guy.
Well, and over
I'm more
50.
verbal.
Yeah, well, you're okay in the math area
SAT,
too. Yeah.
So before I do let you go, the owners' meeting in New York last week was an owners' meeting held in unique circumstances. It had been certainly, perhaps, maybe in your time as an owner in the NFL, a league-wide, perhaps the toughest time for the National Football League and the Shield in quite some time with what was going on with Ray Rice, and then obviously all the other players in the news, and the commissioner himself being on front pages and news shows. What was it like for the membership to get together last week together under these circumstances? Mr.
Well,
Kraft?
I think it was a serious meeting. It's, sometimes when serious things happen, it's good because it allows the group to focus on the issue. Usually we only focus on things when there's a crisis and then what comes out of it. And I thought there were a lot of positives. I think Roger really consolidated his position in the way he ran the meeting. I think people felt he was very forthright. We have put in a lot of safeguards and things that I think the American public should feel good about, that we take everything seriously. And the funny thing is, if you take, we're a microcosm of America. So if you take the incidents that occurred versus the general population, say 21 to 35, the incidents of the different issues are less than the general population. But yet there are still things that occur where we need better education, better training, and I think a lot of good things came out of it. And, the important thing is, I think the American public still trusts us and trusts this game, even though we're not perfect, and that's best shown by the ratings we're getting. And I know the Rich Eisen show is going
through the
to
roof. It's
pull right through it, and the more people know it's going the same way. And here you are. Think about it. It's a Thursday night. It's a work night.
Yep.
And this whole town is excited because the Jets are coming to town.
I was about to say, it is Jet Week. You get a little more pep in your step when the Jets come.
When the Jets come, it's a special rivalry, and I think Woody Johnson and Rex Ryan, our fans, in a way, have an affection for them with the rivalry.
Affection.
A Boston affection, yeah.
I love that. They have an affection, affinity, a special place in their hearts.
They do. They love seeing them come here, and it's always been a competitive situation too. So there's something special about this rivalry from our point of view.
I'm sure you feel that way. An affinity, an affection. Thank you for coming on here.
Nice to see you.
You bet. Same
Good
here.
luck to you, my friend.
Thank you, and thank you for everything. Thank you for everything. Yeah, seriously, we're not here on this app if it's not for this guy. We're not in the stadium. We're not on NFL Network. Thank you, Mr. Kraft. I appreciate that. Bob Kraft here live on The Rich Eisen Show.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern, on Audience.